Yo, what's going on guys? Rhys here from Stoic Pool, and in this video I have a chat with some of the guys from WADA to talk about their Recycling Dapp proposal. And it's a really interesting conversation where they go over how they're going to implement this solution and the kind of stuff that they're building and the partnerships that they have and how they're going about implementing this Recycling Dapp into the infrastructure of Ghana. It's a really cool proposal, and they talk a little bit about how they plan on expanding out afterwards as well. It's definitely worth a listen. So let's get into it.
Cool. Right then, guys. So I'm here with the Cardano Recycling Dapp team. So why don't you guys just take a minute to introduce yourself quickly? We'll start with Nana.
Sure. So my name is Nana Safo, and I am the project lead for Cardano Recycling Dapp, based in Ghana here. We're actually looking to extend all over the world, but currently we are going to run our pilot program here in Ghana. And I'll pass it on to Daniel.
Perfect, Daniel.
Okay, thank you, Nana. This is Daniel here, and I'm the front-end web developer, and then the application lead developer for the project.
Perfect. And Richmond?
Yeah, I'm Richmond Opon, and I'm also the event and marketing lead for Cardano Recycling Dapp. Yeah, perfect. I'm also in Ghana.
Yeah, you're all out in Ghana now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in Ghana.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I was when I was looking for your proposal, I was really surprised at how when they were you're talking about you had a link to an article about the waste in Ghana and the amount of recycling projects going on out there is quite amazing. So Christopher, if you just want to take a second and introduce yourself and what you're doing at the Recycling Dapp.
Okay. I'm just Christopher Aikins here. I'm a team member to the Recycling Dapp community. Specifically, I'm into the financial aspect, so I look at the financial aspect of it. So with regards to the auditing of funds that comes in and how we channel the resources to achieve all the targets we intend to have.
Okay, perfect. The financial man, wicked. Just one little thing. Could you try and just turn your audio up a little bit because it's not very clear? Just if you can.
Okay,
it's okay. It's fine. It's not that bad,
right.
But just if we can improve it a little bit. In that case, Nana, do you want to introduce the Cardano Recycling Dapp and what you're trying to do with your project?
Yeah, sure. Thanks very much for the opportunity. So Cardano Recycling Dapp basically is a platform that we are going to create and then maintain it on the blockchain to help connect recyclable plastic waste that usually end up in the oceans or sometimes on the streets directly to recycling agencies or recycling hubs, purposely for recycling. Currently we have about 82% of recyclable plastic waste ending up on the streets or sometimes in the oceans. And usually when it ends up in the oceans, it is making the habitat of the fishes very uncomfortable, and sometimes they even end up dying. And if it ends up also on the streets, then the chemical reaction that occurs actually is harmful to the atmosphere. And we are all aware that climate change is also something that is really hitting the world very hard, not just one part of the world, but every part of the world. So we are looking to create this particular platform to allow institutions to connect their recyclable plastic waste that they generate in their environment directly to recycling hubs for recycling purposes. So that is basically what Cardano Recycling Dapp is going to be about.
Perfect. And it's not just for like individuals, is it? But you're actually trying to go after like businesses and stuff like that to encourage them to have better kind of disposal practices, essentially.
Yes, exactly. That is how it is. And we actually have in our plan that as time goes by, we are going to build a mobile application and then probably integrate a wallet to it and allow households to also participate in this particular agenda. So for now, we are going to focus on institutions as a pilot, and then once we have everything up and running successfully, then we look forward to extending even further to households and any other institution who would want to join the agenda, basically.
Yeah, perfect. So in your proposal, you talk about having this kind of front-end web application with a kind of visual representation and a nice little graphical user interface. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and explain how that's going to work?
Yep. So for the front-end web application that we're talking about, we're actually going to build a progressive web application for this very pilot. And then what we are looking to do is we want to make the interface as easy as possible, as simple as possible for anybody who sits behind a computer or laptop to be able to operate. And what the main functionality is going to be that recycling agencies would be able to, through the web application, set a date that at this particular day of the month, we are coming around for, we are coming around to collect your recyclable plastic waste that you have generated so far. And then what happens is that all institutions that are connected to the platform will be notified on that particular schedule. And then any institution that has, recyclable waste to be collected at that particular moment can also click on a simple button to indicate that, okay, I have X amount of recyclable plastic waste, so I want you to come and pick it up. And then the institution is supposed to provide the contract with details on the location, details on the weight, and then the purity as to whether it is clean. We are going to sort of do it in a grade form. So we have grade 1 to grade 5, determining the quality or the rate of purity in which that particular waste is. And then what happens is that the recycling agency will then follow up with this particular information. And then on the time of collecting, they will just come up straight to the location that they got the feed from and then collect that particular waste. But for the smart contract to be able to close successfully, the recycling agency is supposed to verify or validate that the information that the institution provided during time of pickup or during time of pickup request is actually valid. And then the smart contract now will sort of release the tokens into the institution's wallet. So at the end of the day, the institution will get incentivized for the recyclable plastic waste that they are actually producing or giving out to these recycling agencies.
Yeah, so
that is how that's going to work.
Yeah. So what you're saying is the institution will say on whatever kind of however the structure works for a routine, they'll say, yeah, we have this much plastic waste and it's grade 3. So like the different grades is the quality or the like how mixed or maybe how dirty it is, right? So maybe if it was food waste, it might be grade 5, for example, like the lowest grade. I'm assuming it's that way around. Okay, cool. So I understand that. All right. And then the recycling company, when they collect it, they'll kind of review the stuff that's been put through and submit to the smart contract on how whether they agree, essentially, whether they go, yeah, it's grade 3, all good, and then tokens will be released to the institution, almost like kind of like tax credits or like kind of eco kind of credits as a payment for better waste practices.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So this you're going to start just deploying this out in Ghana, is that right?
Yep, we are starting the pilot program here in Ghana because we have a recycling agency already here called Premier Waste, and for about 5 years now, they have already been organizing community buybacks to buy plastic waste that people have gathered already. Okay. And what happens is the reason why we really want to have this initiative executed or implemented is that they usually come around, let's say in about 2 months, 3 months, sometimes 4 or 5 months. And then they sort of announce to the community that, okay, we are here to buy your plastic waste. So if you have some, we bring it up. And it is sort of like a manual process. So we just want to bring in this particular project to sort of automate a certain portion. And then later on, if all things be equal, we might even go to the extent of creating an automatic waste bin, which would automatically communicate to the platform and recycling agency. So there will be no sort of individuals behind trying to start anything or end anything from there. So it will just be automatic as time goes by. That's something in the future that we are going to do.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like a kind of Internet of Things type solution where it just automatically checks or scans the information as plastic as it comes through and just reports to it. So it's 100% automated.
Yes, exactly.
It's pretty crazy that that's even possible, right? That's just madness. Awesome. Yeah. That's really good because that way you're kind of already projecting what it's going to look like in the future, right? Which is, I think, is really important. Awesome. So when you talk about in your proposal about having trying to get it run out on 1 or 2 institutions to test out, do you have any particular ones in mind when you're working through this? Like, are there places nearby to you who you're looking to implement this with as a trial run?
Yeah. So talking about the location, we chose Kumasi. Kumasi is actually a city here in Ghana, in the Ashanti region of Ghana. And we chose Kumasi because we have plastic waste recycling agency located there already. And they have been doing most of their works over there, so they are well known already. And then for the institutions, plastic Premier Waste already have some institutions who are willing to, sort of join the agenda once we are able to launch. So for agencies or institutions who are going to join the platform, I think it's not really a big deal because we have some already sorted out. Just that for security's sake, we may not mention their names right now, but as time goes by, during our launching, we'll surely tell about them, and then they can also share the experience that they've already had.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's just, it was more just interested that how you already had projects lined up, but it makes sense if you've gone straight through the recycling agency that you're just going to start using some of their clients to implement that. That's awesome. It's a lot of projects, right, are thinking about getting stuff done. Right. So they're in the planning stage of building stuff, but you guys, you already have stuff done. Like you already have everything in place. You just need a bit of funding to actually build the solution, right? And actually run the test, which is really, really cool. Awesome. So let's have a little chat about how, about some of the things that are going on then with your proposal. So you've got, you got some research stuff, you got some front end development things, you got some administrative costs. Like what kind of things need to be done? Like how are you planning on approaching the challenges that you have? Like what are you looking to address with that?
Okay, so talking about challenges or basic challenges that we may probably face, the main challenge that we are looking at or we see to be approaching is that some institutions obviously do not want to adopt solutions that are coming from the blockchain ecosystem, basically. Simply because over here in Ghana, for instance, people have the notion that anytime you say blockchain, it is crypto related, and anything crypto related is kind of a scam. Basically, that is what people see it. So through our workshop, we're actually going to organize a workshop because at the end of the day, after building the platform, if you don't organize a workshop to educate people about how to use it, obviously they will not be able to utilize it. So we are going to organize a workshop, and in the workshop, we are going to teach or educate people about how to use a platform. We will take the opportunity to also educate them about Cardano ecosystem and the opportunities it has for Africa. And then we are also going to take the opportunity to also introduce them to stake pool operations. So at the end of the day, we realize that we are going to have some institutions who are genuinely going to join the Cardano ecosystem, maybe bring in proposals, maybe join the community advisor role, any role that they could actually play to make sure that Cardano is moving forward. We are going to ensure that. And then, we'll definitely have some of the institutions also vying to delegate whatever tokens that they earn from this particular agenda to some stake pools in order to help their process and then maybe stay in the Cardano ecosystem as well. So that is the main agenda. Adoption of blockchain technology here in Ghana is kind of a problem, but we are going to tackle this problem with our solution of workshop and education.
Yeah, I think that workshop is actually really important, and that's kind of why I wanted to touch on it, because you're saying that a lot of in Ghana, crypto is known as quite a scammy thing. Like it's the same everywhere. It's the same here in the UK. It's the same in America. Like when I talk to people and say that I'm working in blockchain, people are like, and I'm like, no, I'm not like trading or anything. I'm not like, I have to justify what I'm doing, and I have to explain that actually, I'm not a criminal. I'm just trying to create a better world, right? That's awesome. I think it's a really important thing to do. And when you're doing that kind of thing, you're just building that around the companies that you're trying to onboard, aren't you? Or you're trying to onboard, or you're trying to use that as a way to actually bring people in. Like where does a workshop fit in the process for implementing this?
Yes, so the workshop would actually be after the DApp of the platform is fully built, okay. And now we can say that okay, we have something at least to show. And then we'll host the workshop, because during the workshop, we need to sort of demonstrate to any institution that shows up that this is the platform you're talking about, and this is how you're going to use it, this is how it's going to work, this is what you're going to gain out of it, basically. So the workshop is going to be held right after the DApp or the platform is built, and this is like 2 months after. So 2 months after funding, we are going to hold the workshop to ensure that institutions are okay with that.
Perfect. And so you talk about this solution coming in 2 months, the workshop happening in 2 months. How long are you projecting it's going to take to build out and implement this solution?
Yes. So we are actually projecting that we are going to use for the very first month to the end of the second month, we should have the platform built already. Because if you look at WADA, for instance, WADA is a large organization, and we are all part of WADA. So WADA is a large organization with a lot of experience in it. Some of them being developers, some of them being educators, some of them being marketing and research personnel here and there. So we are going to utilize this particular platform that WADA has already to ensure that within the very first 2 months of funding, the platform is ready and ready to be fed to the institution that we're talking about.
Yeah, and that way you're not building it up from the ground up either. You kind of already have stuff that you can work with. One thing I really like about WADA is there are so many of you guys all working together on various proposals. Like, it's not just this one thing. This is just a part of it. Yeah. And I kind of love the kind of unity and coordinated direction. Like, that's missing in a lot of other parts of the world, like from different operators and stuff. Everyone wants to work in their little groups, whereas WADA is a much more of a collaborative effort. And where I've seen some of you guys within like Catalyst, it's really it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe to what we've normally seen from other parts of the world. So it's a really cool thing that you guys are doing. There's a lot of other projects that you guys are doing as part of WADA, isn't it? It's not just this recycling thing. Do you want to share a little bit about those kinds of things with us? Do you want to share some of the other things you guys are doing as part of WADA, just to give other people a little bit of context as to the work you're doing?
Yeah, sure. So within WADA, we are actually organizing a lot of outreach events as well. Even I think on the 26th of this month, which is 26th March, we are having an educative outreach here in Ghana right now, Accra, and it is going to be both face-to-face and online as well. So we are going to have people coming in basically to learn about blockchain and then the Cardano ecosystem as well, and the project Catalyst specifically, because that is where we mostly stress on, because we really want to have a lot of people joining the Catalyst and then making use of the opportunities in there as well. And aside that, we are also building a DEX for WADA, which should be launched anytime soon. The technical team is still working on that as well. And then WADA is also looking to extend our roots to South Africa. So we are actually putting in a proposal for this particular fund to seek something from Catalyst to organize a grand event to sort of educate people about Cardano ecosystem, because in South Africa, for instance, there are blockchain hubs over there, all right, but there's just a few or no hub talking about Cardano. It's all about Bitcoin, it's all about Ethereum, and maybe some other blockchain applications. So we are looking to take this to South Africa as well, get to onboard the people, educate them about it, and then also they can also come and tap the blessing Cardano and then send over to South Africa. We also have hubs in DRC, we have hubs in Nigeria, and all of them are fully operating right now. Even if you check the Catalyst, a lot of them have put in proposals, and it's really fantastic. A lot of things going on in WADA now.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. It is really cool to see. Like, there's just so much work going on with WADA. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so much.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was. I might have got this completely wrong, but I don't know if it was one of you guys I was talking to previously about in Fund 7 about the Stake Pool school that you were trying to organize. I was having a chat with someone. It might have been someone else. I can't remember, because it was like November last year, and that was ages ago. But like, they were talking about and they put a fund in for setting up a stake pool school to go and teach people in Africa how to operate stake pools and learn about the blockchain through networking and systems administration and stuff. It's amazing to see the amount of work that is being put in. It's crazy, because we don't hear a lot about it. Like, as a stake pool operator, I hear about the stake pool operator drama. They're walking about these parameters, these are talking about multi-pool, single pool, like, and you guys are you got your head down, you're working your ass off, and you're getting stuff done. It's brilliant. It's really cool. So the next thing, there are a lot of people listed on this proposal, right? As people working on the project. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7, maybe 8 people. This isn't like I'm not poking holes at your proposal. Is this enough? Is this enough money for you to get funded and to actually put through? Because you're only requesting $44,000 or $45,000, isn't it? It's not really a lot of money to get the work done.
So talking about the budget, actually in Fund 7 we had this proposal in Fund 7 under Nation Building Dapps, and it was titled Cardano Care, basically. So we were actually requesting for almost $89,000 to implement this project. But unfortunately, after receiving good assessment from CAs, good feedbacks, unfortunately, voters felt like maybe we were requesting for too much or something, so we couldn't get the funds. And it was actually just about $14,000, the difference, that's why we couldn't get the funds. So this time we decided, okay, let's split this proposal into two, or let's put our project into two. And then first of all, let's focus on building the platform. Once we have the platform and you're able to at least onboard a few institutions, they're able to make use of the platform, and sort of we have something to prove or something to show that this is what we said we are going to do. Yeah. Okay. So now we need extra funds to extend it, extend the onboarding activity, extend the basement and everything. I think now Catalyst will listen to us and then give us the required funds that we need. So basically, we do really understand and appreciate that the funds we are requesting for is probably not enough, but it's worth getting half than getting none at all.
Yeah, I agree. I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yep, and we as part of WADA, we are really interested in getting the project executed and implemented than just getting some dollars onto ourselves. No, we just want to. So basically, we are going to utilize the funds to make sure that the platform is fully built and functional. That is the goal of this particular project. It is not necessarily to satisfy anybody, but to satisfy the implementation of the project itself. And then later, once it is successful, definitely funds will come through. And then, because at the end of the day, we are going to charge a single percentage gas fee on transactions that happen on the platform to sort of maintain the platform and sometimes pay some of the working staff as well. So that is the whole idea behind the budget that we have now.
Yeah, no, and you know what? It completely makes sense. I had the same issue in the last fund where the kind of group, the challenge group that I was in, didn't have enough funds for a lot of proposals. It was like $100,000 or something like that, which is nothing compared to all of the challenges for this round, right? It's more than double that. And what happened was I got loads of votes for my proposal. Like, people loved it, but there was only like $7,000 left at the end, and I was asking for 35. So like I didn't get funded, basically. And I think this is the right approach. And I think you guys have kind of hit the nail on the head here when you say it's better to get some funding than none. And if you can prioritize building the platform, then you can get funding much easier for the next round, and you can already be onboarding people by that time. So it wasn't like I wasn't trying to get anything out of you guys. It was just interesting to get that perspective, because I kind of see where you were going with that, and I agree that it's a good approach. So I'm on board with that. Cool.
Yeah.
So we've basically covered everything. You guys, where most people like to have a chat, you guys are very clear and concise with everything, and it's really nice to see. Is there anything that we haven't really discussed that you want to bring to the table?
Okay, so talking about anything that we haven't really discussed, I think we have covered most of the important things that people need to know basically about the project. That is, from how we are going to approach the solution and how we are going to implement and what we are looking to implement. I think we have covered everything already. So maybe some of the other team members also have something they would want to say. I think it would be good to give them the opportunity to also say something small, and then maybe we can call it a wrap.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if any of you particularly want to go first, then just unmute yourselves. Otherwise, I'll just work down the list and give you all the opportunity to say something.
Okay. So Daniel, to add to what Nano said so far, we are our app is going to work as a server client methodology. So in this case, then we are going to use the method of buyer to consumer. Yeah. So as the clients are going to be the users that are going to, and then the buyers are going to be the companies the waste companies. In this case, in other normal way, any recycle company who's come to pick your waste, you the clients have to pay. Okay. But in this our project, we are going to change it. The recycle company is rather come to pay the client for picking your waste.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So what you're saying is right now, if you want your recycling collected, you have to pay for that privilege.
No. If the recycle company pick your waste, the recycle company is going to give you some incentive. Okay. So in this case, the users have to sort their waste out. Rubbers will be in the one bin. How do you call it?
Like plastic.
Food items is going to be plastic to be in one bin. The metals and other stuff will be in one bin, and then glass and bottles also will be in one bin. So when the waste collectors come, they're not going to struggle with the sorting of. Then we are going to weigh the weight of your waste of your waste. So the weight of it will determine the incentive that the recycle company is going to give the household, the individual household that they are producing the waste. So you are being paid for producing waste.
Yeah.
But and we are doing that because we want to solve the issue of Africa and Ghana. The chances of people throwing waste on the streets and the gutters into the rivers and things is there. Like, it's a fact. We can't change it. But what we are going to do is that we are coming to let people feel appreciated for packing their waste. Change is difficult, but with a gradual step, you are going to get there. Yeah. So just pack your waste, then the company will come and pick it for you, and then on the app, we are coming to use another technology called Service Worker. So this Service Worker will act as a proxy. Yeah, we're going to act as a proxy between the web application and then the browser. So even if you have an internet issue, the transactions and everything is going to be saved. So the moment you get an internet, is going to sync into the server. Yeah. And then we'll be having another technology called Manifest. The Manifest will just how do you call it? It's also a website, but this particular one, the way it works is that you're going to install it on your home screen without going to App Store. And that one too is very good in offline experience. It's going to give, Africa and Ghana, we have internet. Yeah. So if you are making an app, we need to factor all these things into it. Yeah. So what happens if the household or the company where it is at the moment doesn't have any connectivity? How are you going to keep record?
Yeah. So you have like a desktop client that will facilitate that for people who are offline.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So in as much as you are solving community issues, you're also looking at ways and means that the household can also use the app to track their, maybe is the waste collector coming? What time is he coming? Am I supposed to wait for him? You see how Uber and Bolt works? That's the same way our app is going to work. Like you can actually track where the waste collectors are. Are they closer to me? Are they far? Or that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a great project, and we expect everybody to come on board and vote for us. And if you have any ideas, suggestions, please contact us and let's make this thing a global something. We're not just focusing in Ghana, but Africa and the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually, because you don't think about, or over here, I didn't really think about the people not being connected, people not being online at any point. And that's an issue that you guys would really need to address, because not everyone is connected to the internet 24/7, right? And I like the kind of analogy of Uber for recycling as well, because if you don't have a means of like a regular schedule, or you're requesting people come to you to collect your recycling specifically, then a lot of the times you do need to know where they are so that you can make sure you're available for them if necessary. So it's cool that you already have this level of depth addressed in the solution as well, which I didn't realize before. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for explaining that, Daniel, because I think that gives a whole other context to what you're working on.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Christopher, do you have anything to add before we close out?
Okay. Yeah. I hope I can be heard now. Is it a bit loud? Okay. With regards to that, I think maybe let me speak a little bit of the financial aspect, the money aspect, or what you asked about the funding being a bit small. I think our team leader said a lot about it, about why we have this small figure there. Addition to that, we intend to. We have the aspiration of getting a stake pool along the line or in the course of the period. Okay, maybe we think that might help also with regards to finances. We can't solely rely on the funding from Cardano. Okay, that is our basic seed. Our basic seed that we intend to leverage on to make everything a success. But aside that, we are looking at other means that financially it will help us to catapult ourselves with regards to how far we can go on the project. And personally, too, we are contributing. Okay, as our team lead said, it's not all about profitability yet. The passion that all our team members have. Okay, with regards to the success of it. Okay, we care about the community, and it's a bit. We can see it as a bit of contribution to our society. So, we don't look much about finances. We personally are trying to contribute, and we have a pool or a funding source that we push some small money to personally within our own self as members. So I think that also will help in a little way. And along the lines, we will see if we get other agencies to also come on board. It's a matter of time, okay? But we need to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So as we started, we'll see how things will go. Yeah, with regards to that. So surely we'll make headway.
Yeah, of course. I think the stake pool is a good point as well, because a lot of people talk about stake pools supporting something or for a reason, right? And WADA already has that in place, right? You already have a pool. To have another one that might be able to provide the extra funding that you guys need, because you are working on a lot of projects. You are, like, as a community, you are incredibly busy. So I think that is a really good opportunity as well to help kind of push the needle forwards for you guys and have some kind of regular and recurring revenue. Yeah, perfect.
Sure. Exactly.
Yeah, and
That's true.
I also think once you get this kind of thing rolling out, there is a lot of interest for these kinds of solutions, not just in Africa, but across the whole world. And so when you start to kind of get through this first initial development phase, it'll be a lot easier to onboard people, not just in Africa, but all over the world. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Christopher, for that. Richmond, do you have anything to add?
Thanks. Sure.
For me, I think my team members have said it all, and most of all, what I would say is just thank you to you for having us today, for letting us also put out what we have in us and what the project seeks to do and all that. Because it was just within a day that I asked you for this meeting, and it just happened. So we say thank you for letting this come up, so that the community will know the good work we are also trying to do to solve problems and to also help other people to have something to also get to it, Yeah, so there's something that I have to say.
Oh, no, it's all right. That's all right. I appreciate you guys being able to come and join on so quickly as well, because I know we literally spoke about it last night, wasn't it? So I appreciate you all just being available to do so as well. And if you want to let anyone else, any other proposals in WADA that want to get in contact with me to kind of present themselves as well, then I'm open to it. So just feel free to share my my Telegram username and get them in contact.
Sure. We have a couple of proposals, so we are definitely coming back.
Yeah, definitely. Keep me busy. All right. Okay, wicked. Well, guys, I just want to say thanks for you all for showing up. I appreciate the insight. I've learned a lot about this proposal. Like I read through it before and I kind of understood what you were going for, but there's been a lot of extra information you've provided on this call, which I think provides a lot of clarity for what you're doing and how you're going to go about and the challenges that you're coming that you're addressing as well, which is really cool.
Thanks for the opportunity also. Really do appreciate your time and the effort that you're already putting into Cardano.
No problem at all.
And definitely it will pay. Yeah, it will pay back time. Yeah.
No problem at all, guys. Like I said, thank you again so much.
Right, guys, that's it for this video. If you like what you've seen, as always, give us a like, subscribe for more Cardano and Stoic videos every week. Don't forget to sign up or register to vote through your wallet to make sure that you're actually registered for the snapshot on the 7th of April. It needs to be done before then. And don't forget to vote for WADA in Catalyst funding. See you in the next one.